India has rejected allegations by Canada. In fact, the Ministry of External Affairs has released a statement that says we have seen and reject the statement of the Canadian Prime Minister in their parliament, as also the statement by their foreign minister. In fact, the Ministry of External Affairs statement adds, the allegations of Government of India's involvement in any act of violence in Canada are absurd and motivated. Further adding that similar allegations were made by the Canadian Prime Minister to our Prime Minister and were completely rejected. The MEA has emphasized that we are a democratic polity with a strong commitment to rule of law. Now, as you know, months after Khalistan Tiger Force Chief Hardeep Singh Nijjar was shot dead in Canada, Justin Trudeau just yesterday accused the Indian government of being behind this fatal shooting, as per CBC News. Now, Nijjar, who was wanted in India, was gunned down outside a Gurdwara in a parking area in Canada's Surrey, BC on the 18th of June. And he was actually from a village in Punjab's Jalandhar. He was based in Surrey and had been declared an absconder by the National Investigation Agency. According to CBC News, in Canada, the Prime Minister there, Mr. Trudeau, said his country's national security officials had reasons to believe that agents of the Indian government, and I'm quoting him here, carried out the killing of the Canadian citizen who also served as the president of Surrey's Guru Nanak Sikh Gurdwara. In fact, here's a report from Vancouver by our colleague Maha Siddiqui.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the Government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Our top priorities have therefore been, one, that our law enforcement and security agencies ensure the continued safety of all Canadians, and two, that all steps be taken to hold perpetrators of this murder to account.
The allegations that a representative of a foreign government may have been involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen here in Canada, on Canadian soil, is not only troubling, but it is completely unacceptable. We expect India's full collaboration to make sure that we get to the bottom of this. And as of today, and as a consequence, we've expelled a top Indian diplomat from Canada.
In a serious escalation, the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has accused the Indian government of involvement in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a pro-Khalistani activist and a Canadian citizen. Justin Trudeau made this statement in the House of Commons in Parliament, suggesting that the Canadian government had credible intelligence to say that there was a potential link between the two. The Khalistani activists, the pro-Khalistani supporters, have, since the killing of Nijjar on the 18th of June outside a Gurudwara in Surrey, which is about 30 to 40 kilometers outside of Vancouver, have been indicating that they accuse the Indian government of having carried out this killing, though they have produced no evidence. They have even, in fact, held a rally, after which there was incitement to violence with the posters that had photographs of Indian diplomats on it. The Indian government had taken up this issue with the Canadian side, and at that time, the Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly had in fact said that as per the Vienna Convention, it is the prerogative of the host country to provide security to the diplomats of other countries. But today, in a changed situation, in fact, Melanie Joly has said that Canada has expelled one of the senior Indian diplomats over this escalation of issue and the possibility of, or potential, as they put it, of connection between the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar and the Indian government. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also said that he raised this issue with Prime Minister Modi in his meeting not too long ago, just a week ago, when he was in New Delhi for the G20 summit. Remember, during that meeting, as per the statement by the Indian side, India had raised the issue of Khalistan and raised serious concern over the Canadian government not coming down heavily on pro-Khalistani activists. In fact, India has said this is pretty much a secessionist call, and this is a point that India has raised even in the past with other countries like UK and Australia as well. But this time with Canada, the friction has only gone up. Remember, around 2018 and between that period from 2018 to 2022, the relationship between India and Canada had soured over the Khalistan issue when there was referendum 2020, and then there was also a picture in 2018 when Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had visited India of a Khalistani activist who was in fact convicted for carrying out or trying to kill an Indian politician in Vancouver. At that time, Jaspal Atwal, his pictures were clicked with Justin Trudeau's former wife in Mumbai, and it was believed that he was also extended an invitation to a dinner at the Canadian High Commission, which was in fact immediately withdrawn once this matter became controversial. But it was too late and the relationship went downhill between 2018 and 2022. Only when things seemed to have been getting better, the situation has once again slipped to a situation where Canada has now made this accusation in Parliament, and by none other than Prime Minister Justin Trudeau himself.